Hi friends, I hope all of you are healthy and safe. In these last 2 months, I have been fortunate to be speaking to some of the most knowledgeable people in the global denim industry. It has not only kept me busy, but also has helped me to understand these people, uh, how these people are taking up this crisis and trying to come out of it, and also how denim is going to adjust to the new reality. Brazil is one of my favorite countries. Though I have been there only once, invited by my good friend Thomas, but my experience has left me spellbounded by the spirit of Brazilian people. They are not only one of the most happy people that I've met, but also I found that they're very gutsy and people with never say die attitude. And I had started getting great vibes even while I was on the flight to Sao Paulo with people laughing, talking, and enjoying with each other. So that was a wonderful experience. And with this crisis that we are seeing, I'm sure that has been they have been fighting it with the same spirit and will be coming out winners. Also, Brazilians love denim, and Brazil has the highest per capita consumption of denim in the world. I think most of the people must be knowing that. So I think it is important for us to understand what the Brazilian denim industry is doing currently. We have a very learned panel with us today, and which includes Andre Duarte from Riachuelo, fashion retailer, Maria Jose from Denim City, Sueli from Santista, and Vivian David from Guija Jeanswear. So I'll introduce Vivian, and I leave for Vivian to introduce the other panelists because she knows them much better. Vivian
Okay.
is a yeah. Vivian is a fashion columnist at Guija Jeanswear, a Brazilian company specialized in analysis of trends and broadcasting with a focus on fashion denim market. She has been working with this company for over 10 years, and she has also worked in the past for some local jeans brands and as a designer. She's also helping me moderate this discussion. So, hi Vivian.
Hi Sandeep.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here, sharing the discourse with you and with these key professionals for Brazilian denim market. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So
may I request you to introduce all the rest of the panel, all these learned people out there?
Yeah. So may I do the introductions? Yes?
Sure.
Okay. So I speak for all my team from Guija Jeanswear. Thank you. We really appreciate the opportunity. We are very glad. Denim and Jeans, your website is a very regarded website among denim lovers here. Have a great content, and that's why I'm very honored. And thanks for all the people that are watching us now. I hope you all enjoy with us this great panel. And as you say, I am fashion columnist at Guija Jeanswear, a Brazilian company specializing in forecasting by covering news and trends with a focus on fashion denim market. And we have a journey of 15 years, our company, with the Brazilian denim chain. We really believe in the power of our local denim industry. We are always in contact with the companies which make our denim market from the smaller to the largest. But mainly, we believe in the power of jeanswear, dress code for all the people. So this is a real passion, and that's why I'm here speaking by my team. So, excuse me, Yolanda and Malene, the founders of the company, I know you are seeing me. Hi. So, and about the Brazilian denim market, we have a complete fashion chain from the yarn of cotton to a big retail. And as I say, we have a wonderful selection here of key players from Brazilian denim market at this panel. So I will stop talking about me and I will start to talk about these great professionals, our guests, okay? So the ladies comes first in this panel. I will start talking about my dear friend, Sueli Pereira. Like Sandeep said, Sueli is communication and fashion manager at Santista. Santista is one of the 3 largest denim exporters of our country. Santista have a journey of 91 years in the denim market. They have a global know-how And in its big company, Sueli have an international career, training teams, promoting Brazilian denim for the international markets. She started like journalist, writing with so much passion about the company Santista that she get invited to get at the team, and there she stayed until now. Hi, Sueli, say hi. Hi. Okay.
Hi,
And
everybody.
now, yeah.
Mhm.
So now my teacher, Mrs. Maria Jose Orione. Okay. As you say, Maria Jose has a long experience, commercial marketing, business development, strategic and budget planning, market intelligence, product research is a long list, and development with a career built at locals and multinational companies. And now she is the academic director of the first filial of Denim City, Amsterdam, based here in Brazil, in São Paulo. The first class already started online, and I'm getting classes with her. And I can speak by my real experience. She has a deep and valuable knowledge. We get the right person leading this institution. Before this big challenge, Maria Jose worked at Capricornio, that's right? Right. And another traditional manufacturer of Brazil is Capricornio. He had your own enterprise providing training support and working like coordinator and teacher at Instituto Europeu de Design. So say hi, Maria Jose.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. I would like to thank you, Sandeep, for the inviting. And it's a pleasure to be here as Denim City, São Paulo. I hope that we can be soon opening our doors here in São Paulo. Thank you.
Most welcome, Maria.
Okay.
Nice to have you with us.
Okay. And last, André Duarte. He have a deep knowledge in laundry. Actually, he is a laundry manager at Riachuelo, one of the largest fashion retailer at Brazil. And at this company, he's doing a wonderful job, showing that eco-friendly jeans can be beautiful and affordably. But before Riachuelo, he worked at two renowned laundries here in Brazil too, GB Group and Cristal, as sales manager. The expertise of André is placed together with big names of Italian denim industry at the book The Overall. He started to get interested for denim very early because of your father that had a jeanswear brand. And with 21 years, he had experience in washing development. He has experience in developing, approving, implementing business and sales plans of denim collections, and his know-how in the Blue Alchemist together with the know-how in sales really makes the difference in Brazilian denim market. He's a great professional. It's always nice to see him at any meeting, big partner of Guija Jeanswear. So say hi, André. Where is André?
You're on mute, Andre. You need to unmute.
Oh, yeah. Did I not see
I'm sorry.
myself?
Hi to everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sandeep. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Andre.
Hello
It's a
to
real
everyone
pleasure.
everywhere.
Real
Very
pleasure
nice
to have you
pleasure
with
being
us.
with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Andre. And thank you, Vivian, for all the introductions. So nice, because you have been, all of them so closely. So I thought it would be a good idea that you give the introductions. Now we move on to our discussions and our questions. I think the most obvious question that we face today is how all of us are adjusting to the COVID situation. All of you are from different parts of the business, from the mill side, retailer side, designing and communication. And Brazil has some unique characteristics compared to other markets. It's quite a different kind of market. And I think it would be interesting to know how Brazil is really adjusting to the situation today. What is the current state of affairs of denim industry in Brazil? Andre, I would like to put this question to you first. What is your assessment on this? Because you're from a fashion retailer. As a retailer, how do you find this situation? And as also a developer, as a washing consultant, washing person, everything.
Okay.
You to unmute, Andre. You to unmute yourself.
Actually, I believe that everybody will agree that everything changed and changed for real as never expected. And we are facing a new challenge in our company, especially because the sales has a new kind of behavior. The consumer changed his way to sell, to buy, and everything. It's a new challenge. But we are facing this with a good opportunity to preserve our customers and actually what changed is the way we are dealing with the same product. Things never is changing as product, but the way we sell. So we are improving our basis and looking forward, the shopping's returning. Our crew is remodeling everything around the customer's experience. So and feeling, because nowadays we can say that we are like we could say that we are pretty much closer to a future we expected that this virus brings in 2 weeks. So we had to improve our e-commerce, our attending, everything would change it as we never expected in a way that we had to be prepared, uh, even afraid what could be or not, because every week everything changes, and I believe that everybody will agree. You can open, you cannot open, everything is changing, and considering this isolation, we are in some different products coming to our orders as everybody's buying more pajamas, for example. This is the one thing that we have to comment, and we are trying to promote more products, looking for comfort since everybody's in home. So this is the thing that how our company is working on. We are doing what is necessary to make our customers' isolation experience more comfortable. So
Absolutely.
this is one thing that we are very worried about it.
And you told me that your e-com sales has increased 6 times in the last 3 months.
Yes, our e-commerce is getting bigger and bigger, and we know why. It's not only with us, but everybody's selling more on the digital basis, and this is not a big deal. The big deal about it is how we can deal with that after the crisis. How we gonna organize and manage all these things that is changing? Because we believe that of course, everything will change after everything getting normal, but we will try to keep this digital life more comfortable to our customers, increasing even more day by day,
All right.
even while the stores are open. We
Hmm.
will try on this way. We really believe. Actually, allow me to say one thing. This virus brings a new lifestyle, shopping lifestyle. Customers are different now. Everybody's using cell phones and computers to do everything. But I can tell you one thing, that this this near future was our present already. We were prepared. We were looking for it. If you go to our shop at Morumbi Shopping, you will experience a very different kind of shop. We could melt and mix the two words, from digital to touch and being present. We could do that on that store. So we really believe that everything that is happening was planned by us. Actually, we were surprised by everything being so hard to everyone. And we are not talking about Brazil, but the whole planet. But I can tell you for
Yeah.
sure, Riachuelo was prepared. It was our DNA. It was in our DNA, being this digital.
That's wonderful. So, I mean, do you see now going forward, even let's say if we are coming out of this crisis, pandemic crisis, still you feel that your digital will be bigger than, probably go bigger than the brick and mortar sales, the store sales?
You mean if after the crisis?
Yes, even let's say if we are consuming that in few months, we are recovered from this crisis. Still, you feel that digital will be actually growing bigger than the store sales?
Yeah, I believe in that. We really believe that after this, actually, if you look from another way, we are not only changing the lifestyle, but how we look for everything, even the product, even how to buy and when to buy and what to buy. And we are very focused on that. We are trying to change the purchase experience. We are trying to be more. We are trying to be closer to our customers, understanding and feeling with them, not to them, but with them. We are trying to be one of our customers in this whole process. And this is one thing that I really believe this moment could improve because everybody was in the same point of view, and that changed everything. But once more, I tell you, we were looking that direction was one of our goals, being this way, more digital, closer, trying to make our customer closer to our ways to sell, like WhatsApp, Instagram, our websites, and everything, making it easier. And now we are trying to improve with other kinds of this business, how to deliver faster. Because this is one experience that we can tell. Once you purchase, you want it fast. So we are working on it, but that delivers a whole thing, a lot of things that is not only on us, but with even the government and politics and everything. It's very regional. So we are working on it to make it faster. This experience faster than ever. If you buy today, we're gonna make it faster to be in your home as fast as possible.
So that's the future, that's the
Yeah.
future of retail, we can say. So let me move on to Maria. Maria, same question I put to you and try to get your views on this. You have to unmute.
Regarding the consumer behavior, I think that things in Brazil, as we speak before, Brazil is a continental country, and not belonging to the best income distribution in the world, we have several types of consumer here, no? Several types of consumer profiles. Those who with lower incomes raise the purchase movements for basic necessities such as food, rent, and recurring bills, and so on. And so obviously this type of consumer was the one who had the biggest loss of income in this moment. And so I think this kind of consumer is out of the buying nowadays. But the median and high levels consumers of levels of income, I think they are still adapting to this new type of consumption. No? So I think in a first step, every one of us was in somewhat like mooring. No, we are realizing the kind of experience that we are living. We are not prepared to this. And so we have this first impact of this crisis, no? But after all, maybe in the end of all the things, we will be a business of consumption, and so maybe things can adapt in a new phase. Like how to buy to be in a home office, or to speak, as Andrea was speaking before in our when we are waiting for start, to go to the drugstores. He had a very nice dressing because go out becomes a happening. And so I think things will change regarding the consumer behavior a lot.
Okay. Yeah, that was also to be expected because this crisis is so big that it's really affecting the way the consumers think and spend their money. So thanks, Maria, and I move on to Sueli, who's from Santista. So Santista has, I mean, from a milk perspective, your view on the milk perspective of this situation and how the Brazilian denim industry in terms of milk production has been affected and how it has adjusted itself.
Okay. Well, first, thanks for having me here, Sandeep. So let's talk about this. So I think fashion, denim as fashion is being strongly impacted because fashion is not an essential item for consumer. And it becomes worse due to the unemployed and a larger number of people with reduced salary. And also in certain scenario, in politics, in health, in many kinds of in many ways, as you can follow. So I as I see, there has been a 96% drop in cloth consumption.
96%.
Yeah, more or less the first month. So it will change since the market was flexible. Now some cities has flexibility and open their doors, but it is still the consumer has still afraid to leave their house. So also I think you had a problem that the digital channel are still very little exploited here, making things worse. So you have to learn fast and adapt to this situation. But I think it will change a lot. For also before, the denim market has been suffering because it's based on cost for the last years instead of value and differentiation. So, and the level of creativity has dropped because we are really based on how can I say, a high production and cost, discarding, as I always say, the fashion principles of enchantment and seduction. So fashion now will be very seductive to get attention of the consumption, I think now. Also, for denim here in Brazil, the large volume of production is concentrated in the wholesale sector, which would be worse, make things worse because they cannot distribute because the stores are closed. So the big volume is all closed now. This, I think, is a big challenge for us to review business model, to seek new solutions. Everybody's work hard to find the solution. But in the other hand, I think Brazilians are very creative, very resilient and flexible. You adapt easily to change. It's very fast. And I'm sure you come out of this stronger with many solutions in many sectors, even in the varejo, how do you say, retail in the industry. So it's this.
Okay.
So,
and
I agree with Sueli. Can I complete something?
Yeah.
I agree completely with Sueli, but I think that in the retail and in the wholesale too, the most important is not be having tools to be in the online. The most important thing is to have a mindset changing. If you have this mindset changing, you will adapt faster. We will look for quickly solutions to be there and to contact with your consumer. You will have a way to be with them and to give him some kind of experience. some kind of contact with your brand. So it's much more important that you change your mindset, and after you go for new tools or new ways, even WhatsApp, everything that you can contact your consumer. But the most important thing is change your mindset.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And Sueli, I mean, I just want to ask one more thing, that from the perspective of mills, like how are the mills really doing any production right now, or they are totally closed, or they are doing partially, they are running partially, because as you said, the wholesale market is totally closed. So what is the situation of the mills right now?
The mills at Santista, for example, you work in two kind of business. You work it for how do you say, workwear, for uniforms, and 70% of the production is still the employees is working now, and part of them 30%, 40% in denim manufacturing. Now, in this moment, because our biggest business is denim.
Okay.
But at this moment, fortunately, you have this workwear very well positioned in the market. And so we were prepared for the worst scenario. And I think Santista was the first company to come back with the production.
Okay.
And we have worked keeping safe all the works. That's very challenging for us, for everybody. And our representative, our agent, sales force is in contact with our customers. Business is coming
slowly,
not slowly, really slowly, but
yes.
We are very attentive with the demands, listening our customer, and very connect with all possibilities to make upgrade of value in the chain. So we are very connect with the chain now. I think every company is connected to make in community improvement. So I think you have another vision about what is working in channel. So you became stronger in this way. I think all this experience is bringing voice is come up many voices that you cannot hear before. You were in a rhythm, very mechanic. So now you are more open mind and more in a real situation. I think this makes us more human, more attentive to the world, more than ourselves. I hope I'm being more clear when I say this.
No, it's okay.
Because this sensitive make things better for us to look in the problem, not the real problem. So you have so many problems today in Brazil, and you be sensible, and you need to looking for solution in many ways. And I think all the team are involved in the process this time as never before. So I believe we will be very strong, and it will be good chance for the chain and for the market, Brazilian market.
Wonderful. I really hope so, and I really believe you'll fight back. So moving to Vivian, because Vivian, from like you have your own communication website, and you're connected with all the segments of the industry. You're connected with the manufacturers, with the retailers, with traders, everyone. So what is your view, how this has changed last 3 months, how the industry has changed?
Okay.
Can
Yes,
What?
Sueli.
Hi, Sueli. You need to speak
Hi,
something?
I'm here. No, I just want to, can you repeat the question? Send it, please.
Okay, now question is same, but I just said that because she's from the Guija Jeanswear and she's connected with the, their company is connected with all the parts of the chain because it's a communication company. They're connected with all the retailers and manufacturers and mills and everyone. So they have a different view of the industry. So I wanted our view.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I
So I will answer this question. Well, like you say, I will talk about the industry. So firstly, well, talking about all of you, firstly, all the companies that I interview made a big effort to keep your employers doing deals. All the industries try doing a big effort in this way. The fabrics, the laundries, everybody try to the last. And some of them change this production to masks, being supporting, putting as most as possible the work in home office like we are doing now, doing the digitalization of your sales. The industries are planning reduce your collections to one for a year, some of them. And I agree with all the point of view of Sueli. Really, we are very worried with the stores. There we are a lot of stocks. So every chain, everything in the chain, everybody in the chain are worried with this and trying to be together and think together in a solution about it. So this strategy to reduce the collections, we are not seeing like a loose strategy because it's a way to be more assertive on these choices. And also, the manufacturers are planning your actions with a collective mindset, as I say, to help the stores, to help the retail to go ahead. Like a single company, like a Brazilian textile company, to be more strong in the market. The most of them are keeping in touch with the retail because they know that if retail run your stocks, all the chain will run in a comfortable way. We know less than before, but in a comfortable way to go ahead. So our country are very big. We have big centers that are more stopped, more affected, but we have a lot of small cities that is not totally stopped, like where I live. So it's very, very big country and have these differences because some places are less affected than others. And slowly, we hope the Brazilian customers can recover their trust. I think that delivery is helping a lot in this time. I know that we don't have a perfect delivery, but a lot of them are working. And okay, we are buying less, but living and trying to come back our activities. So I think that our industry is going okay, is going to be okay, and is being resilient. I'm proud. That's it. Before I go to the next topic, somebody want to speak anything else? Or can I go to the next topic? Can I go? Okay.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah. So the next topic we have is how the consumer behavior is being affected by the crisis, especially since Brazil has a large domestic market. Is the consumer mindset changing? Are they looking for different kind of products? We spoke about this before, and I think that everybody have a lot of things to share with all the people that is watching us now. So I will start inviting Maria to begin. Can you give us your point of view, Maria, please?
Yes, I spoke a little bit before. I think the consumer behavior will change.
Yeah.
I think that they have to adjust the kind of consumption they have with the income they had, because we had a lot, as Sueli said, a lot of loss of incomes. And so we will have to adjust of this. And I think the people will, I think that this pandemic is not a miracle. So I don't believe that this will change the mindset of everyone. I think that people were looking for sustainability before will be look harder. The ones who are not looking at all, maybe some of them will start looking and others no. Because I don't think that this will be a completely change in the world. I think the people maybe with the time will come back to the bad old behaviors. But I think that obviously the things will change, and people maybe will try to buy more quality, more consciously. And so I think the things will change a little. And to be back to the production, retail have to come back. If the retail is not coming back, the consumption and the industry will not be able to do that. As we as Denim City, we're trying to do a very big effort to join the supply chain, to speak about the problems and to look for a win-win solution. Because I think that Brazil has not this very strong way to work in supply chain. And so I think we have to change this and to be much more unit as supply chain. And as Sueli and Andre had spoke about that, everyone is reviewing these partners, the supply chain and so on, because this is very, very important to be able to offer to the consumer the best option in quality, in price, in time, and to give them the best experience that we can give to them in this new way to do business, or online, or when we can come back. In São Paulo, we are not able to come back yet, but in a safe way. I think people, maybe a lot of people are afraid to go out and to have human contact, and so these things will have to adjust. But I think that Brazil has a very, very good characteristics, because we are the only, as they told before, we are the only country in the Occident that had the supply chain complete, from the cotton to the retail. So we are not depending on importation and so on, and we don't our retail don't depend on the tourism, as some countries in Europe depend on the tourists to sell, and we don't. So I think this is that could be good for Brazil.
Yeah, nice, great analysis, I think. And I think the same. I think that the customer will change, but not they all. We have a part of customers that will change, a part that is beginning this change before, and it will have more stronger now, but a part of these customers will not change. And you know, we are used to these challenges, and they go ahead and back, and will shine. Will dress to shine, to be noted. Okay, so keeping
just completing my thoughts. I have received this week a lot of pictures from Paris with a lot of people in the restaurants. I hope they are fake, because if they are not, all the suffering has served to nothing. And so it's quite preoccupied that people come so quickly to a a behavior that could be dangerous for them. So I don't know.
Okay, I don't know too. We'll
hope not.
research.
We hope not.
Well, so you wanna add something?
No, yes, Andre and Sueli. I mean, particularly for Andre, I think probably this this question also adds important because like when we're talking about, you have been instrumental in creating these sustainable collections and selling through Riachuelo. I mean, which was probably not there before. So, how these consumers do you think this consumer behavior in terms of sustainability, recognition of sustainability, will change, or it is already changed, and will it change further or not?
Yeah, actually, allow me to, first of all, I totally agree with what Maria Jose said. I strongly believe, and when I say I'm saying about all of us in the company, we strongly believe that this is all about people. This is all about people. We have to think in how to preserve ourselves and so on. There is one thing that I must to say. Uh, few days ago, I was talking to our marketing crew, and we were like, okay, I believe that we have more to explore and to tell to consumers about our sustainability process because we are very, very green here in the company. And they agree because for us in Riachuelo, I must to say, sustainability is not an issue or a program. It's our DNA. We do not work if it is not sustainable. Everything must to be sustainable. And allow me to make one example. I will use my kids as example. This generation born sustainable. They are all about the planet. They are worried about garbage. They are worried about animals. They don't eat meat. They are worried about everything in this environmental. So we strongly believe, and I defend that this virus only made us uh, uh, think about this faster. This isolation was a kind of mindset changing, as Maria Jose again said. I was strongly changing the way to see everything, and I believe that all of you also about consuming and everything. But this sustainable issue is one thing that we were worried a long time ago. This is part of our DNA. One thing that we are very concerned is if this product is not sustainable, it won't work, it won't run. And there is another thing that I believe that this moment will bring. It is our matter about the other supply. You know what I mean? Where this cotton come from? Where this fabric come from? Where this dyeing come from? So we are very worried about the whole chain being sustainable, the whole process being sustainable. And answering Vivian's question, start from the bottom when she asked about if the customers are looking for different kind of products. Um, Actually, this is a very natural movement that I believe you agree. We are very close, and it is a common uh, deal. This changing, right? This consuming changing. It is one thing that is not concerned only about this moment, but it changes usually. It is often this happens. And one thing that we need to say is that our research on this future is being provided for a long period before this, because we really believe and walk to that direction. And sustainability was one of our worries as water bill, light bill. We don't talk about sustainability as one differential. We do it as one thing from our routine. We must to be sustainable. We cannot stand on this business not being sustainable. This is one thing that we strongly believe.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but do the consumers understand? How much the consumer understand that?
I must to say that, especially in this plural country as Brazil, we have like too many countries in this country, right? The culture is very, very different. And when you go inside, you see a lot of people not worrying or talking about sustainability. But I believe that our responsibility is taking care of them at the same way. One day they will understand, but it will be included anyway. So I I I must to say that it is true. The market is not ready for this sustainable thing yet, and actually we have different discussions about it. Like this way is better, that way is not. But we are taking technology as our partner, so we are reducing a lot. I mean, 10 times, 20 times water use, and I must to say that after that we reuse 100 times the same water. So this is amazing. We could not say this a few years ago. Nowadays, we can make a pair of jeans using only a liter of water. It is totally possible. And actually, we have technology to do with waterless. No water, actually. We have technology, but it's not fashion. It needs to be fashion. It needs to be fancy. It needs to be cool. This is one of our mainly goal: how to make it greener, how to make it better, how to make a very sustainable product with fashion.
Absolutely.
Because first of all, I have to enchain your site, right? You have to look it and fell in love. And then you're gonna think it is honest. This is the point. You fell in love and then you touch it and feel it. And this is the one point that we are very concerned. We are very, very worried about all these green issues. And I believe that it's being increasing day by day. Actually, in some countries, in some places, faster than others. I believe that. But if you check on last generation, I'm very confident. I'm very optimistic about it. And actually, this is one of our mainly goal. I'm very proud to say that Riachuelo uh, does his homework. You know what I mean?
Congratulations.
Yes, really did it. Really did it. I agree everything that
Proud to
Andre
say.
speak. Yeah.
Proud to say.
Really.
All right, and Sueli.
Yeah. So, sustainability. So I believe that we will be more attentive, we'll make more attention about this issue, because this time, this crisis this is a health crisis. The origin of this crisis we live now is a health crisis that spun to the economy. So I think it make us being more attentive about our fragile as human being, you know. And it changes. It's how can I say, reframe or remaining, brings another meaning of life this time for everybody, because you pay attention how fragile you are. So so you live, and today you live in a scenario of big polarity, where some defend health, others defend economy, and it's caused more uncertainty and less effectiveness, I think, because both are important. But you cannot have economy if you don't have life. So, and I think this crisis has brought to light the human and society fragility that you didn't pay attention or let it go, you know. So it doesn't care the life. Money is in my pocket, it's okay. And now you can see in another way. It's allow us also to broaden the understanding of sustainability, because when you say sustainability, you think in environment. It's okay, but now I think this crisis broaden this understand of sustainable in a human, in economy, and also addicting to the environment. That's also crucial. This is, I think, it will change a lot. Also, I can hear so many people say, nobody's the customer don't care about this. But you don't have to do this because one or others cares or not. You have to do because you have to do, because it's a question of life, of surviving, and make what is really right. So in Santista, you have so many processes, some of them more than 2 decades. You have upcycle in process. You have a project, AquaSafe, that reduce more than 78% in the process of industry. You also have Ecotuber. Sorry to stay, but just to show some action, some process that change, that reduce impact. So you have Ecotuber. You use cassac, starch-based gum from the potato industry. You use cupuaçu. It's a fruit, Amazonian fruit, to make our soft process. Also, you have water treatment, CO2 neutralization. So Santista and many others company. I talk about Santista because I know what we do there. Yes. You also work with biomass. You don't use toxic gas that it's emission of gases, toxics and greenhouse effects. You also have a repellent system in our mills. Repellent, because in the industry you have so many insects, and use this kind of plantations in our factory to not use any kind of chemical to do this.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Reforestation, and so many kinds of actions, social actions. So I think all companies, all the chain are more sensitive about this, and also the consumer is looking for transparency. It's I don't believe it's how can I say, it's a fluid process, you know, because you can in your mobile just say, oh, what it means, things that you heard in someone speak something, and you can looking for this easily. If someone say things that's not really true, you easily and fast someone will make this commentary, write about this, and it's spread a lot. So it's very important to be very transparent, connect with the customers, and connect with the industry in all chain.
And also one thing I want to ask you, Sueli, is do you see, okay, because since the production has not really started too much, but still whatever orders you are getting right now, you must be getting some orders of fabrics for denim fabrics. Are you, I mean, what I'm saying is, in terms of orders of denim fabrics, do you see any difference in the kind of fabrics which the customers are looking for? Are they asking for a different kind of fabric right now?
Yes, they are looking for more comfortable fabrics now, and now I think many people talk about, as André said, technical and how can I say? Just a moment, is technical and safe. They are looking for
Health products.
Yes. more safe, microbial, and then our challenge is how to make this possible in an industry that had to wash their garment. No, it's a big challenge, because washes is very important for the denim market, and how to get these treatments and also keep this treatment for a long period, for a long time. I think this is the first demand in terms of really connect with the pandemic, and also looking for more comfortable products to stay home, and also to be beautiful.
Lighter weights.
Yes. And sustainable, we can see more question about this. People want to understand, asking for more communication to communicate the customers. But I think the more challenge now is comfort and easy care, to be easy care, because now I'm here with you 5 minutes after, maybe in the kitchen, in the garden. So you are very diverse, kind of your lifestyle is spread, our action spread. So, and I think then you will respond very well all these demands now. We are looking for, but in that same way, to put more value, to give more value to the products, you need to be a marketing more health market, and you have a big problem now. But I think we will solve this problem as soon as the market is open. Yes.
Okay, before I think we move to the next question, of course, Vivian, I want to ask actually Andre something a little before I want to move to Vivian. Just because Sueli talked about the washing part, so because Andre is such a big washing expert, so his input on this, especially for the health and safety part, can you do something in the washing of the denim which can add to the health benefits? And what are you doing? I mean, if you're doing, what are you doing right now?
Actually, in fact, we are working very, very hard on that. But allow me to say one thing before, because Sueli said something so good, so special, that I would like to talk about. She said that we are comprehending our weakness, how fragile we are, right? And there is one thing that I totally agree with that. Everybody in home was afraid of everything, and we found out that a little tiny thing can destroy us. So everything I know, everything I am, is nothing facing this virus. Okay, this is one point of view, and I totally agree. But this is a first movement. And there is one word that everybody's talking. It is resilient, right? Everybody says, you need to be resilient. We need to be resilient. And I agree with that. But there is one thing that is changing. And there is another word that starts being taught. It is anti-fragile. Anti-fragile.
Okay.
And there is a book, very, very good book about it that I read another day. And there is one point of view that changed my way to say, when we are resilient, we are developing the capacity to support. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
We are developing this resistance, right? But you stay at the same way, only resisting. You are not moving, you are not changing. This is the point. We need to start looking how to be anti-fragile. How can we move on? How can we change it? Okay, I am facing this problem and I can support it, but we can change it. And I will tell you one thing that we did. Since everybody needs to close our doors, right? Nobody could work and everything. We start doing masks for donating, and we are trying to help healthcare centers, government, we are trying to do as much as possible to support and to help people in this country. This is one thing that I really believe is not anti-fragile. It is anti-fragile, it's not resilient. And this is one point of view that I think that this crisis starts showing. And now moving on to the denim treatment you said, we are looking two things: how to treat it before in the production, and we are dealing with many of worldwide producers and suppliers to help us developing the best way to do it, especially because we are talking about COVID, right? So when we're talking COVID-19, we didn't find out the best way at this moment, but we are working very hard on it. How to treat every good before, after the production, before selling, before going to the shops. All right. And there is another thing that we are working on it also. It's how to provide the same safe in our shops, especially because we have stock of many of clothes we have without treatment and before this virus be found. So this is one thing that we are very concerned: how to treat everything in production and how to treat everything we have in stock. But I have to be honest, it is in develop. We are working very, very hard, 24/7. We are very, very close. I must to say that finishing this meeting, this webinar, I will talk with other guys about this issue. We are talking with some companies around the world, trying to find out how to provide that to our stores and to our customers.
Okay, wonderful. I think I'm sure. I mean, you're working so hard. Solutions will definitely come out, and that would be something big, because this is a solution which so many people around the world are looking for.
Yes.
So Vivian, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna give my answer. And first, I have to say, what a great idea there. Great idea in laundry. I hope that this work very well and very fast to the stores. But speaking about the behavior, mindset change in the customers, okay, I think that we live in a big country. We have a big range of kinds of people, a big variety of behaviors and lifestyles. So in my opinion, part of Brazilians customers will change his mindset, but not they all, but not in this moment all the people. A part of customers, specifically those that who already was changing his mindset before the pandemic times, I think that they will look for local products, will pay more attention to the region, all the clothes, will choose products with a fundamental check. And I think, yes, that they part of these clients will buy less, but best. But also, we have a big part of customers that I believe that will react in a different way. The Brazilian people are used to set aside the problems and keep going. So past stay in the past. And I believe that when all of this finish, they will celebrate. They want to dress to be noted. They will look for stylish clothes and not just for the essentials. So I'm not speaking, I'm not telling that people are not evolve, go ahead in the way of sustainable. But part of these people will look for the comfortable, and a part will look more for a comfortable of your mind, feeling good, dressing good. So they want to be shine. They really will celebrate in the look, the relief, the happiness, the life. So we will have less money to spend, but our industry is very creative. And I'm sure that the denim designers is rolling up your sleeves to think how to do new and remarkable denim styles, spending less to sell it more affordably, okay? So this is my opinion. And also, this consumer is being more digital. Even the low class that was not before, they are getting used with the electronic money, and before they was not. So this class before the pandemic just used the carry money. They now are buying in supermarket the essential products. So let's put them in on delivery. So let's make the delivery work. This is my opinion.
Thank you.
So that's it.
All right, Vivian, that was wonderful. So, we because we are running a little bit out of time, so I will take a last question before we take one or two questions from the attendees, the participants. Some people have put up questions, so we just take one last question from our panel, and then we move on to one or two questions from the guests. Supply chain consolidation. Do you see any supply chain consolidation happening in Brazil with the bigger companies maybe merging with the smaller ones, or smaller ones losing out some space? Of course, the weaker ones maybe closing down, or like this. I mean, do you see this happening, because this is happening around the world? So, do you see this happening in Brazil? I put this open, and I mean, anybody can start. So, who wants to start?
So
Who's going to start?
I want. I think that Brazil had a big consolidation around 10 years ago. We have a lot of big companies with merger and acquisition and so on, but it didn't work very, very well. Instead of that, we had a very big growing for the retail from the magazines, from the department stores like Riachuelo and so on, CNA and Renner and so on. But all of these are not more than 20 or 25% of the market. So we have a very split market. And yes, I think that we will have some kind of merger and acquisition and consolidation in this time, because I think a lot of small companies will not be able to survive. But I really don't believe that this will change completely our splitted market, because we are so big, we have so kind of region kind of consumption of regional brands and regional way to buy and so on. And so I think that yes, maybe we will have a lot of consolidation, but this is not will be able to change the way of the retail runs in Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody wants to add?
Well, maybe me. So, yeah, I see this change. I apologize, because there's a lot of movements in this way to tag Made in Brazil or I Dress Brazil, and now is in our hands. Make it work in all the kinds of customers and all the kinds of behaviors. The South Brazilians that live in the cold, those that live in the north, those that are used in hot, those that live in cosmopolitan life, the big centers, those that live in simple life, the small cities. We have just to educate them with the different kinds of campaigns. I think that the brands have to invest your time and your intelligence to this mission. They have to teach it and feel it like an action with a repairing effect to your own lives once it is good for the economy. So the marketing that works in a public team, for example, is not the same that we works with the older generations like the silvers. And the tag that speaks with the urban lifestyle, I think that is not the same that works with the big mass that live in a simple life. It's different kinds of communication. With the more, if you want to speak with the people that, the consumer that live a simple life with a modest income, you have to speak in a different way. Specifically, this last class is a profile that moves our economy because they are numerous, they are very big. So this is my opinion. It's okay.
Yes, but I think I said the same. I don't agree that the
Yeah.
consolidation will be great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we think the same.
Sueli, Andre, Sueli.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I believe that this moment is changing consuming for next years. I believe that is not a short period. Everybody will be more attending to these changes. But in another hand, I see a more clever consuming. You know, I see people looking differently to the same thing. And the whole scenario is bringing, I used to say that this is not an area of changing, but a changing of area. We are changing the whole thing. We are not, this is not another capital, another chapter. This is another book. And everybody, and we are learning how to read it.
Yeah.
And this is the point. Actually, as I've told, we are prepared since this is one thing that concerns to humankind. We can change. We can go on. We can move on. But we are more careful about each other. This company has this very kind side to their customers and employees, and this is more than ever that ground. This is very touchy nowadays. You see, everybody is calling to everybody to see how it works, how it, if it is okay, if you are okay, how can we improve something or help you. And this is that human thing that Sueli said, that we are more human nowadays, not only numbers. I'm talking about marketing in general. I see it even in my neighbors. My neighbors that I never saw. You know, nowadays we are expecting to say good morning every day because we became a kind of very close community. So this is the thing. Everything is changing, and I really believe in that. And this sustainable issue, I believe that now than ever, more than ever, it's being sponsored by this virus. I think that sustainable issue now forever is changing. Or you are sustainable, or you are not in this game.
Sure. It's very your views on the supply chain consolidation.
Yes. So I believe because COVID made us see also our fragility, the fragility of the global system, and brought understand that you are brought an understand of a systemic view. So in which we are so independent, and how important is the strength the local system. You have to deal with the other market. It's okay, but you have to be strong in this time. And you had a very, very strong chain, as Maria Jose told years ago. You are so strong in as a manufacturer, as a textile chain. So I believe it will change. You and also as there is so many effort to improve and promote the national products to maintain the economy. So I think this idea you spread in all, not only in Brazil but around the world. People will be more attentive about their lands, you know. But I expected I hope it doesn't make a wall between economies. but that you can work in a collective way to improve the marketing. In Brazil, I believe this is very strong now. And Maria José can say about this, because Denim City can support many initiatives as a great mediator of this channel, the Denim channel, chain, sorry, the Denim chain. So our history in Denim in Brazil is very strong. I think Brazil is has a vocation of textile and the denim. Also, the consumer, Brazilian consumer loves fashion, loves denim. And I think it's a good opportunity to the chain, to the industry, to everybody's more connected with the desire of the consumer, and it not as a number, as a human. So you have to put this discourse, this speech in practice. You have to live this every day to understand more people, to understand our needs, and improve the population. Because a strong, maybe you need some public politic to improve our people, because a strong people can be a strong consumer, can improve also the economy. So I think it depends on the base, and also depends on the technology, everything that you have heard a lot this time. But I think it's you have to balance, improve economy, improve people, to teach people to see this value too. It's a commitment of our industry to improve the consumer, to make them realize the difference between one and other products, and to be more transparent too. I think it's a big challenge for everyone here.
That's going to be a big
Just to
challenge.
complete, sorry, I think that I didn't understand well the answer, the question, because I was talking about consolidation in the retail, merger and acquisition, and this I don't think that will happen. But I think that the supply chain will be stronger, of course, because I think we are doing a big effort as Denim City and as supply chain to speak with each other and to be together and to be shoulder by shoulder to sustain one for another. And so, yes, I think that the supply chain will be stronger after that, but thinking about consolidation in the way that I interpret, I don't think that will happen too much.
Right. I mean, in fact, we really hope that consolidation is not required. You know, everybody comes back out of this crisis safe, and at least they don't no companies are closed and people don't lose the jobs. So consolidation actually is not really the best thing to happen. But if it does happen a bit, then we need to see how it happens, and whether in retail, as you said, Maria, in retail or in supply chain. So we need to wait and watch on this. So I think, can we take a question from the participants? This is one question from Federica Albiero. Just heard the comment about the complete supply chain in Brazil, from raw materials to garment makers. Not so much depending on tourists as in Europe. I'm from Spain, stuck in Italy at the moment, and Delta, I would like to have most. I would much more take in consideration is the number of citizens of Brazil, power to buy in this environment. Brazil has a huge local consumption, but all the local mills I know are more interested in exporting. So I mean, this is a kind of a contradiction. What his question is that in spite of such a huge consumption locally, for the Brazil is a big market, still the mills are also interested in exporting a lot. So I mean, So I mean, when the exports are going down, probably what effect would it have on the supply chain or the mills specifically?
Well, we are not, as Brazil, a very traditional export country. And I don't think that we will be in the next year. Of course not. I think that our market is a very strong market. We are not a very big export. Maybe because of the maybe because of the curious that we have now, some kind of weaves can try to export a little, but I don't think that we will change the bottom and became a very big exporter, even because we don't have in Brazil the infrastructure to do that. So I don't agree with I don't know who spoke that, but I don't agree. I don't think that our mills are looking for export in a major way. I don't think so. Even because they don't need, because they have this huge market here.
Yep. And anybody else wants to contribute on this?
Okay.
All right. So maybe we take another question.
Can I tell the next question? Okay. Sorry,
sure.
I didn't. I make a trouble here. Okay. So we have a question. There's various estimates of demand going on globally, and what is our estimate on this Brazilian at this moment for the Brazilian market? So about the going down demand, and I will invite André to put your point of view firstly, because Sueli spoke for a little time, and can you speak to us, André, or share your opinion?
Could you repeat, please?
She's saying, I think the demand going down. How much percentage of demand going down?
Yeah.
Sorry, my sound is not okay here. It's failing.
About the demand going down globally,
the percentage of demand. Let's say how much percentage of demand will go down.
Guys, I am sorry. There's something wrong with my connection.
Okay, maybe another guest can answer before André. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe Sueli, are you here us now? Hi.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you begin?
The demand. Yes.
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 Just to. So I believe the demand will follow, but not so much. In 2020, you can't expect so good things now. You can, you lost still now. But I believe, as Maria José told, you have a demanding internal demand. So you don't need, you don't have this culture to as an export country. But also you have the opportunity to supply others' demands, for example, from the China. You can see so many a geopolitical organization, and you have this opportunity. But I don't think you export a lot, because you also have so many difficulties in tax, in exportation politics. So into many rates, you don't have a deal with Europe, with the US. So it's this treatment, these deals is in process, and it take times to solve all this problem, to consolidate this kind of agreement. So it also here in Brazil, as everybody says, you see a valuation of local production. that keep to maintain the economy. So I think it should be added to this issue, the rescue and relecture of identity. It's very important to Brazil find again their soul, their identity, to offer a very strong product, because you are very strong producer, makers, denim makers, but you need to find again, to relect, to rescue our identity, and put in this product also all value, environment value, social, our culture, in our way of making jeans, making products. I speaking more about fashion, no, because you are very big export in the raw materials. So I need to find this strong identity, and I think the customers, the Brazilian customers, is open to receive, to embrace Brazilian products again, and it's you keep maintain the demands in a certain level that balance the economy in fashion. It's a big challenge. It's a big commitment for our sector, to the people and to the economy, for the economy.
Well, regarding the decrease of demands, I think that we will have a decrease of demand, yes, because we had a lot of loss of incomes. And so I think in the next year, we will have, maybe if we were lucky, we will be around 6 or 7% of the previous demand in a ascendant curve. But I don't think in the next few months we will have a very great demand. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
I
true.
think the same.
Sorry. And it's
No
true
problem.
that the drop, there is a drop in purchasing power. It's really, and fashion is not the consumer priority of purchase.
Of course.
So we can be so hopeful about this, but I believe you can balance, you can find a way in a medium term.
Yeah, I think the
Guys,
same.
sorry, I had
it,
problems with my earplugs, but I got the last dialogue, and I totally agree with Maria José and Sueli. Now it speaks.
Okay. So we was talking about the various estimates of demand going down globally, and our estimate of this to Brazilian market, you know, the going down demand. So what is your point of view? You want to share with us?
Yeah, actually, I have no doubt, as Maria José said, and Sueli, it's a true. We cannot change that because actually I was reading about employment in Brazil, and next month, next few months, it won't change. I believe in that. And another thing is the people will be afraid to spend on this for several months, and everybody will be more careful about spending, and that requires another look from us, like how to organize our production, how to organize actually more than ever our collections, how we will share this collection, right? Because in fact we can have the same quantity of samples and same quantity of references, but not the same quantity of volume for production. We can offer a very large, a very wide chance of purchase, like 20, 30, 40 references, but we have to be careful about balancing these because we don't know. In fact, this is very new. We never passed from this before. It's not a
Yeah.
Brazilian issue. It is a planet issue. So we have to be very, very careful, because I strongly believe that nobody has the right equation or the answer for the next 6 months. I really believe that we have to be very careful. More than ever, strategy will be our mainly skill. And one thing that I'm very positive, and I believe that everybody will agree, the companies are trying their best to keep their crew. Everybody's trying another strategies, another way to work, another way to organize the whole thing to keep the team. And this is very important, because as I said, it's not a São Paulo problem, it's not a Rio problem, it is an earth problem. So it will reach each one of us. Everybody will suffer, I believe, with these changes for the next month, for the next 6 months or a year. As Maria Jose said, we cannot predict. We cannot predict. It is hard to predict. What we can do is trying to learn, as I said before, about being anti-fragile. It's trying to learn new ways, new kind of relationship with our customers, another platform to sell, a different kind to look to the same market. This is one exercise that we are trying very, very hard. One thing that I need to say is, like, I've heard, and I actually I read one person saying about that our market is not fair here and there, and there is not sustainable matters here and there. I totally agree, totally agree. But we have to think that we are very, very focused on that way, in that path. And if we look backwards, we were very worst. We were worst. We didn't have this concern about sustainability, about uh, human being. We didn't have that. It's increasing. It's getting better and better. It is a construction. We are on the way. We are learning, and we are building this matter. And so I'm very positive, very optimistic about everything. I believe that we have a huge task to win for 1 year or more. I don't know, but I can tell you that we are standing for. We are standing for. So more than ever, let's try to find out what we can learn and change with these all these situations, more than being afraid and stuck. So let's try to find out. Let's hear everybody in the company, and I mean everybody in the company, because everybody is a consumer. Everybody everybody have uh, their own way to look to the same thing. So this is very important. Hearing everybody, more than ever the customer, and trying to learn a new way to dialogue with them, with everybody actually, and more than ever, supply chain, uh, the middle part of it, and the consumer will be linked. I strongly believe that, and Denim City has a very important uh, task on that, because we need very professional people with serious dialogue and messaging, linking the whole thing. So we can make a change, but we need to start with this linking from the cotton to the shop. Everybody's linked and looking to the same way. This is how I believe. I don't believe in another way. I don't believe going by ourselves. I don't believe being in one. I believe that one by one, building this chain will change everything.
Yeah, great analysis. I don't know, maybe Maria want to add something to us?
No, I think
Maria?
I think that André said everything. Interdependence is the word that this crisis can bring to us. This crisis show us that we are completely interdependent, and we will have to to learn how to deal with this new world.
Yeah, I
It's
agree
a new
with
world.
all your opinions. Yeah, I think that we are not free of this going down diamond, but I personally believe that even before the finish of the pandemic, we're gonna have signs of recovery, modest but directional, because it's not just the numbers that indicate the health of our market. The restructuring is also an indicate, and if we do the right changes, as you say, as all of you said, we became our own industry more complete here in our country. So we will have a stronger industry, because this whole crisis, like everybody said, is not just making us rethink the management, but is also making the customer rethink the value of the local product in all the world. And we has in the past here in Brazil a culture that everything that comes from outside made for the potential countries was better than the local. And now this mindset is changing. Even in the less cultured customer is having this mindset change, I think. So the meaning of consumer is different, and it can be very strategic for us now. It can make the customer become the protagonist of a good change, I think. So I don't know how we are about the time, Sandeep, and we have more questions. I don't know if we have time.
Actually, we are running out of time. So what I think is probably just if everybody has spoken very well, and some of the points relating sustainability, local production, digitalization, reinventing ourselves, linking, as Andy said, from the cotton to the shop, and all these points are so important. So I think since we are running out of time, I just for the closing, I'll just maybe ask one or two lines from each of you to add as final closing points from your side. So that, and also if anything you want to say to the denim community, anything you want to share with them. So we have a quick kind of small note from each of you, and then probably we need to close.
Okay. So,
Maria?
Okay, so I think I can choose my speech with the theme of Denim City. Denim City has the education based on sustainability, innovation, and connection. And the lem is towards a brighter blue. And I think that we have to have this mindset and thinking in a very free, a better sustainable industry in all the supply chain, to look for a win-win game, just to be able to support this crisis and to continue going our business. And so I think that's towards the brighter blue is my desire for everyone.
Sueli or Vivian, anybody can take it. Sueli.
yeah.
Okay.
Sueli.
So to finish, well, I just want to remember that textile is the second largest employment sector in Brazil. It's so important, and the COVID impact is enormous. The social impact will be enormous. So we have the great challenge and the great social commitment to millions of employees and the people. We have to do our best in a responsible way in the chain to maintain jobs and also to improve the denim market. We and many people that are watching us has this commitment. I think Denim City you help us a lot in this to conduct this path. So I'm really positive. I believe as Maria José says, I'm Pollyanna. Pollyanna is a person that believes more than should be, than should believe. But I believe in improvement of the market. I believe in the improvement of the people. People will evolve a lot. And the denim marketing will evolve a lot with this COVID. I'm really optimistic, and this moment show how it's improve. If you don't have this pandemic, maybe it was not we were not here discussing no one with other. We will be in the machine, make money, not value. So I think you should improve, evolve to make value, not just cost, not money, to do good things for good people, to make the world better. So it's that. Thanks a lot.
Wonderful point. Value. We need to improve the value. And Vivian.
Okay, so it's me. It's my time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sorry. So if I can choose my topic, I will speak about fashion. Okay, in my mindset, the fashion will be cheaper, but it is not mean less quality, because we can choose laundry better. We can be more strategic. I think for the same reason, denim mix will be more clean, can be more simple in the manufacturers, but this is not meaning that the collections will be boring. You can let the clothes amazing, changing the shapes and the lengths. So I think we will have two kinds of styles: the fundamental style that will carry us with the comfort, and another style that will be more fashion. Speaking about Brazil, another style that wants to be noted and will take care of our mind and our happiness, because this is very important too. And surely we will have a more diversified mix with more stylists to top of the look. This is my opinion. I want to add it. And for last, I would like to say thank you for this opportunity. So I really appreciate and enjoy this panel with these big professionals. It's nice to meet you. I'm glad for the opportunity. I really enjoy this time in the panel. And I have sure that we all be okay after all this. We'll not be the same, but with a stronger mindset. I really think that Brazilian fashion supply chain is strong and steady. Really, in the past, if something like this happens here, maybe we will not be okay. But now I think I see people more stronger. And I desire best wishes for India and for you. That's it.
Thank you, Vivian. And
okay.
That's wonderful. So many wonderful points you added. And we need to be stronger. Of course, that's the key thing. We have to come out very strong from this. Andre, your closing points.
I would like to thank you, Sandeep. It was a very nice opportunity. I'm very, very glad being with these strong ladies discussing this business. And I will tell you one thing that I really believe, and I will finish my speech with that. When you are sad, you go to a shop and buy a new pair of jeans, and that changes everything. actually, we are pretty much about emotion. We are pretty much about behavior, well-being. So I I cannot feel sad about all this scenario, because we are learning, and every crisis brings wisdom and knowledge. So what can we learn with that? But that cannot change the passion we have with this blue thing. Because if you go to somewhere and look for designers, every designer is a different person. But when you see denim designer, they are different from everything. So this is one point that we have to pay attention. We are not talking about one of another business. We are talking about a piece of a blue fabric which can change our mood. And we are talking about one thing that 150 years over than that are changing lives. Wearing or building, from the cotton to the store. So this is our business, and let's work on it. Let's be optimistic. Let's be responsible before everything. Let's be responsible, but let's be optimistic. And this is the way I would like to finish let's look forward with this gift we have called jeans, called denim. I truly believe in blue.
We all
We
do.
all
I mean,
believe.
all of us
Yeah.
present here.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Appreciation and for the audience.
yes, of course. We need to also thank the audience who are here and who are joining in and commenting and adding questions. Of course, as always happens, we are not able to take all the questions. We are always, able to take a couple of questions because the time limitation is always there. But it's been such a great pleasure speaking to all of you. And for me, two strong points. One is Brazil and one is denim. So both I have full faith in them. Brazil, as I mentioned before, very people are so strong, resilient, and they have the spirit out there, and they'll really fight back. And denim is, now on the other hand, is a product which has, it is, if you see in Latin, as you said, Andre, in last 150 years, it has changed its nature so many times. It's same low fabric, but it has changed it from work wear. It has gone to fashion, to office wear, to casual wear. So I mean, it is the most adaptable fabric, and I'm sure that it will also adapt to this situation. And given our spirit of our denim heads, blue heads, I think we can call each of us blue heads. All these blue heads will work hard and will come out of this situation very well.
Okay, thank you, and we will be very welcome when you can come to Brazil.
Sure, it will be my, I'm looking forward to travel. I'm looking forward to travel. So I hope we all can, travel soon. And let's catch up again. Let's keep in touch, because this one thing, as all of you mentioned, is, it has taught us at least keep in touch. We were previously so busy in our lives. So let's keep in touch with each other, and let's move forward.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Sueli. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Andre.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swan. All the audience, thank you so much.
Thank you for the audience. Thank you for the
Bye.
audience. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Glad to be
everybody.
here.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay.